Hi, CJ Heeljack here with my first ever speed build. This is an artist cottage. My concept for this cottage is for a let's play that some gameplay that I'm just doing on my own. I wanted to have an artist character that could create some art that I eventually want to be able to put on the gallery. So I wanted to essentially do sort of a rags to riches kind of scenario, except without the rags part. So she is not starting at zero. She's starting, with a starter home. So this home will definitely fit into a starter budget. And I wanted to keep it very cottage-like on the outside, but give it some modern touches on the inside. And I kind of imagine that she, for her backstory, that she probably actually inherited this house. Maybe it's a family heirloom. Maybe it's been around since, the time of her great great grandparents or something like that. But anyway, it's on the smallest lot in Windenburg that is on that island. So the idea was, I thought that was a really good location for her to be able to paint and take photos from what she sees around her, as well as just being a quiet, I kind of see that as the ideal like artist community, that little island, but as well as like probably fishing and things. But anyway, so it's got kind of more of a rustic cottagey look on the outside, and then on the inside it'll have some more modern touches because she is a woman of our time or whatever. So the other thing that I really wanted for this was to have a separate artist studio. So she does have a little shed around the side of the house that is just big enough for her to set up her easel and do some work in there, and maybe even have some like incense or artwork, inspiring artwork, or even like an inspiring lamp, something to help increase her her mood and stuff, so that she can do more quality paintings. But then also, I did make sure not to clutter this house a lot. I really wanted to. I love to clutter, but the idea, again, is I wanted this to be a house that we play, that I could really play in. And so I felt that it was better that she add things herself as she grows and as she makes money. And so at some point, a lot of the landscaping will need to be replaced because I did do a lot of debug landscaping, but I figured she could start to, have her own plants and replace things and upgrade things as she goes. And so that's how it can be a starter budget and still be kind of pretty outside, and eventually it probably needs a few more things outdoors. I definitely want her to be able to have an outdoor space where she can, maybe grill up some dinner or have a campfire with some friends or something like that. But so anyway, I just started her off very basic. So anyway, I struggled a lot with the inside of this house. I wanted to have just kind of a studio feel to it when I originally conceived of it, but then when I went to build it, I immediately just kind of fell into that mindset of her needing to have a separate bedroom, and then I wasn't happy with what that meant for the floor plan or the layout. And I kind of remembered and reminded myself that I had a vision and that it didn't include having an actual bedroom. And so I went back to my idea of having a bunk bed with a sofa or something functional underneath it. It could have been a desk, it could have been just about anything, but I ended up going with a sofa. And once I did that, then the rest of the floor plan came together much better. I definitely wanted her to have a fireplace, and that was another thing I really struggled with. It would have been fun to use some of the new cottage living fireplaces because they do have a really nice kind of cottagey look about them, but they were just too big. They were too big. They were too bulky. They took up too much room. And so that's kind of where I started to really realize that I wanted to have, that's kind of was the turning point for having a very modern, well, not a very modern, but a few modern touches inside, was with the fireplace. I do really wish we had just like a little potbelly stove or something that's a little more old-fashioned, but has the functionality of a fireplace and can be something that can be placed in a room, not necessarily right up against a wall. But anyway, so yeah, so that's where I went with this. So I have done some Let's Plays of this already that I have recorded. I need to continue, but if that's of interest to people, if you'd like to see some gameplay, let me know down below. It's not a challenge or anything though, so I wasn't sure how interesting that would be since she's not starting at 0. It's, you know, it's just very casual gameplay. But eventually, once she hits her, completes her aspiration, she will be a painter extraordinaire, and the idea will be then to use her to create art that, like I said, that can go on the gallery. So I really want her to have really good photography skills as well as painting skills, and then I will look through my library of photos and see what I can find that she can paint from reference. So it's quite a process to do that, and I dabbled in it, but I didn't really understand. I just kind of need to start over with learning that, and I might do some videos on that as well, because I found it a little confusing. Trying to get it set up so that you can actually change frames is not the easiest thing. But I also find when I do use gallery art, I like to use gallery art that's just canvas. I don't use framed art all that often, and I suppose you can probably frame the pieces yourself down the road. But anyway, so yeah, so this is just the little artist cottage with a studio. You may have noticed that I did change the name of this channel. If you're somebody who's actually a subscriber to this channel, thank you so much. It's always been kind of just an eclectic channel, a place where I could put extra video projects I was working on, or review, you know, something new that I got from the cat, or for the cat, or like I have my camera bag review. But I decided that it was better to rename this channel. I never liked the name CJ Vlogs. I always wanted a different name and could not figure out what I wanted it to be. And since I do stream on Twitch 4 days a week now, it just made sense to me to rebrand this channel and post my Sims content here. So anyway, I see that's the end of the video, and the slideshow is coming up. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this build, as well as any ideas you have for things you'd like to see. And I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.